I love Pottery Barn Christmas decor, but for so many of us, it's outside our budget this year. So I'm parked just outside Dollar Tree, and we are going to go inside and see if we can't dupe some of those Pottery Barn holiday looks for a whole lot less. If you love to live an upscale lifestyle on a downsized budget, I am here for you at Skip to My Life. Maybe you've noticed that Pottery Barn has started creating the most adorable seasonal plush pillows, and we are going to be duping this star pillow using an automotive cloth from Dollar Tree. Start by creating a square from this rectangular automotive cloth, and then you'll notice that one side of the cloth is a little bit more fuzzy and furry than the other, so it's up to you which side you prefer. Next, I laid a simple pattern star that I'd cut out of a piece of wrapping paper, and I am just tracing that shape onto the automotive cloth. Once I had my star shape as my base, I'm going to be using a product called Aleene's OK to wash it. And this is a fabric glue. Now, it does smell a little strange when it's wet, but when it dries, there's no odor to it. So I'm using the Aleene's OK to wash it fabric glue, as well as some red yarn from Dollar Tree. Now, if you like to embroider or sew, you could skip this step and put this on your fabric with a needle and thread. I wanted to offer a no-sew option for those of you who don't like to sew or feel like you can't sew. I've been sewing a long time. I love it. So if it's a hobby that you would like to pick up, this is a great project to try your skills on. Now we'll continue to recreate the Pottery Barn pattern by just attaching that red yarn from Dollar Tree, just like it was on the Pottery Barn pillow. If you're new to Skip to My Life, a great big welcome. I'm so glad we found each other. Comment below and let me know how we found each other and what your favorite project for today is. All 5 of these Pottery Barn dupes that I am recreating for you today were so much fun. I love the vibe of Pottery Barn for this year. It's a much more traditional and natural look. Now, this step is completely optional, but I did find some little pom-pom binding from Dollar Tree, and I thought that would be so cute to attach. So we're going to do that with a glue gun fabric glue. It's called Surebonder. Now, I know that many of you have glue gunned pillows like this together, but for me, I just don't like that crunchy texture, and I've also found that if I wash the pillow, it doesn't always hold together. So if I'm going to do this much work, I want to make sure that my final project is sturdy, and I looked around and found this glue gun fabric glue, and I'm going to link it for you in the description box if you would like to try it. For the backing of our pillow, I'm going to be using a plaid shirt that I found at the thrift store. I just buttoned up the front, and this is going to be the back side of our pillow. So this is a step where people can get a little bit confused. You want to make sure that your like sides are together. So the sides that are facing out in the end are right now facing the inside, and you're going to glue those together with the Surebonder once again, and then cut away the excess shirt. Now, you don't have to use a button-up shirt like I'm doing, but it sure is easy if you go ahead and glue those buttoned areas together and just leave the gap at the bottom to put the polyfill into. If you're using a normal piece of fabric or another automotive cloth on the back, you would just want to leave a hole in the bottom of that pillow. Now we get to turn that whole project inside out, and we're going to be stuffing it with fiber fill. Comment below and let me know, have you seen this pom-pom trim at your local Dollar Tree this year? And while I'm at it, I want to give a big shout out to the staff at my neighborhood Dollar Tree. This store has been under new management for about a year and a half now, and I have really noticed that they have stepped up their game. The store is extremely neat and tidy and put away, and the staff is so helpful to me. So thank you all so much. I could not be happier with the way that this Pottery Barn dupe turned out, and people will think definitely that you paid much more than a couple bucks for this. Next, I found this Terracotta Nativity from Pottery Barn. I love it because, once again, it's so natural, it's so simple. I love neutral decor. Comment below and let me know, what colors are you decorating in this Christmas? Do you love neutrals? Are you more traditional? What colors do you love? So we're going to start with a new product I found. It's called Color Shot, and it's not sponsored, but I do really love it. The reason I like this so much is because the canister is a little bit more narrow and a little bit more easy to hold. Now, I found this porcelain nativity scene at my local thrift store, and to be honest with you, it looks pretty crudely painted. It's not something that I would normally purchase, but I knew it had great lines and we could transform it. The name of the color I'm using is called Bubble Bath from Color Shot, and one coat of this just didn't do the trick. So I realized that I needed a base coat, and so I went over this piece with some tan spray paint, just my 2X Rust-Oleum that I normally use, and then I came back again with that Color Shot Pearlized Bubble Bath color, and I could not be happier with the outcome. I certainly think we have duped our Hobby Lobby inspiration for much, much less. My husband and I recently downsized from a 6-bedroom McMansion to a tiny 3-bedroom love cottage once our kids were grown and flown. So our Christmas decoration is pretty minimal, and this little piece is just perfect for my bookshelf. Comment below and let me know if you have noticed these brass bells absolutely everywhere. They are so hot this season, and they are so very pricey, and I knew that we could dupe them with some common household items. To duplicate these brass bells on an extreme budget, we are going to be using some cans, and I just mixed and matched what I found from my cupboard until I found the look I was going for. This year for Christmas, the copper and brass finishes are really hot, so keep your eyes open for that trend. So now we're going to be using all those cans to make some fall chili. Now, this is one of my favorites when the weather starts getting a little cooler. Comment below and let me know if you have a favorite soup or chili recipe, but since I wanted to use all these cans, this did not follow my conventional recipe, but it turned out really tasty. These large cans of basil flavored tomato I found at the Dollar Tree, and they were delicious. So keep your eyes open, not just for the size of the can, but also for the product inside. Just a reminder to be really careful when you are working with cans like this, that you do not cut your hands. I have an opener that actually blunts all the edges of these cans, so it makes it a lot safer. But now it was time to thoroughly wash them out and remove the labels. Part of the beauty of the Hobby Lobby bells that we're duplicating is the really simple, clean line. So I knew that these cans would work, but we need some kind of a domed top. And for that, I used some of these little dessert dishes from Dollar Tree. They're plastic, they're easy to cut. Just be careful again as you go that you don't cut your hands. And then for the other cans, which had a little bit bigger circumference, I used some lids from older jars. Once we glue gunned all those lids in place, we're going to make a little handle by taking some wire and fashioning it in a circle and then glue gunning it on top. Now, to make it stand up, you'll want to also glue gun a little piece of tissue paper, or you could use a little piece of ribbon scrap, whatever you have handy, but that just helps it to dry standing up straight. So now you see me decoupaging some bright yellow tissue paper. And this DIY has a story, as so many do. If you are a DIYer, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We start out with these really simple, clear ideas, and it doesn't always materialize that way in every craft. So this is one of those. I originally was going to attach this yellow tissue paper and then spray paint them bronze, and I just did not like that look. So I'm going to show you how my mistake turned into something really incredible. So now you see me spray painting it, and the finished product just wasn't what I was looking for. So I went back to the drawing board. I used some Mod Podge. You can also use school glue. And I went back with these bronze or gold colored napkins that I purchased at Party City. I know Dollar Tree sometimes has those as well. So I just took those around the rim of my bell, and I tried to use just one piece so it's seamless. And I decoupaged that thoroughly and then let it dry again. Now, while that decoupage was still just a little bit wet, I rolled it in a tiny bit of gold glitter because I like gold glitter. I know some people don't, but I'm a fan. And then for the finishing touch, once it's all dry, I went over it with a little bit of brown stain. And the finishing touch is to tie it off with some regular jute cord from Dollar Tree. Now my plans are to make many of these bells because in the picture we saw from Pottery Barn, that is the magic, is the volume. But I wanted to start with just these three and show you how they look in a wreath. In one of my upcoming videos, you will see this whole idea expanded. This cost us pennies and I am in love with this look. I will definitely be making more of these bells. If you thought that our first pillow was a little bit too involved for you, then this is a better project. We're going to take that same plaid shirt, and this time we're going to use the back side of that shirt. Now, plaid is definitely on trend this season. We are actually just making a little slip cover, but any plaid that you want to use in your Christmas decor this year is extremely on trend. Walmart is carrying some very reasonable plaid, and Dollar Tree is carrying some cute, fun fabric as well. So if you want to look really trendy this year, plaid is the pattern for you. We'll start this super simple pillow slip cover by just cutting the back of that plaid shirt to match the size of my existing pillow. For the other side, we will be using another one of those microfiber cloths that you can find at Dollar Tree. Here are some of the adorable plaid ornaments they're carrying this year. As soon as you glue those two together with the fabric glue, all you need to do is throw it in the dryer with a pair of clean tennis shoes to fluff it up, and voila, here you go. This is my long-haired dachshund Bella. She is giving shout outs today to some of your fur babies, and she is loving the plaid as well. This next project is a great one for gift giving. It is so super simple, so inexpensive, but it looks so on trend. We'll be duping the Pottery Barn scripted throw rug by picking up one of these plain rugs from Dollar Tree. Now make sure you buy one that doesn't have any writing on it. I have used these rugs in many projects in the past, and if you are a longtime watcher, you have seen some of those. As well, we're going to pick up a red and white clothesline from Dollar Tree. Now these also come in green and white, so they are beautiful little holiday colors for this project. Next, I marked off 6 inches from the top and 6 inches from the bottom with a piece of chalk and just made a straight line going right across that rug. And for this part, take the person in your house with the best cursive handwriting. That is not me, by the way, but it would have to do for today. I was the only one at home. So you want to script out the word that you want. Now you could do merry and bright. I thought that was a little ambitious for me, so I just stuck with the word merry and called it good. You may have guessed by now that we are simply going to use that red and white clothesline to spell out the word merry. It comes very coiled tightly, so take a little time and wind it back and forth so it comes out more straight for you and it's a little easier to work with. And also, if I were going to do this again, I would estimate how much of this line I was going to use and cut a little extra, and then I would just cut that off. Instead, I used the whole spool and I had to keep raveling it back in shape over and over, and it took a little bit longer. So I hope that makes sense to you. If not, ask me in the comments box. This was such a fun and delightful project, and like I said, it's one of those you could easily repeat and turn out quite a few in a short afternoon. Once you've finished with your spelling, you want to turn that mat over and secure the ends with some glue gun on the back of the mat. If you're coming back to Skip to My Life, I am so glad to have you here again. I have lots of great holiday ideas in store for you, as well as just end of the year fun. Lastly, we'll just finish this piece off by erasing those chalk marks with a damp towel. And then I went back and I just clipped off some of the glue gun remnants. But I am so happy with this look. I think it's going to be a great addition to our doorway this holiday season. And remember, today is not the end of your story, so do not give up, my friend, and I will see you in the next one.